Alright, let's continue with XV123. XV123 in the topic of with gratitude. The topic of with gratitude. The dots in yellow are the ones that I can read. The dots in red are the ones that I do not have the legal authority to read. And this one, the dot in red, is the 100 languages of childhood, the information catalog. Kind of like a Highway Information Act, but written in a book. So let's read the yellow dot version. Still always check in because there's always a possibility that one will react even on purpose. I want to begin by thanking the mentors, those whose sage advice helped me forge my life's path. Michael Hatton, otherwise known as Givenchy perfume. Thank you, Michael Hatton, owner and creator of Givenchy perfume, for continuing to be a part of my growth and successful progression in creating the brand Viva Color, which is now being sold in all of Europe. Michael Hatton, Helen K. Sinclair, and Perrin Lewis. Perrin Lewis, who helped me to open up Sephora and branch out into Fenty Beauty Creations. Each of you played an important role in making me understand what I could do and who I could become. I also want to thank my husband, Martin Durant. You're welcome, LeBron James. Martin Durant, who supported me in so many ways throughout the 2 years it took to complete work on this book. A version of her Striving Styles framework specifically for this textbook. So if you are reading the US version of this, you are reading it from the written aspect of LeBron James, whose real birth name is Martin Durant. You're welcome, USA. I would also like to thank for the many people in higher education at McGraw-Hill Ryerson who helped to make this text possible. They include former sponsoring editor Lisa Aran, who first proposed that I get involved with the project, sponsoring editor Karen Kron, developmental editor Sarah Braithwaite, who worked closely with me every step of the way, publisher Kara Yarzab, permissions editor Indu Aurora, supervising editor Grammy Powell, copy editor Ellipse McFadden, and publishing representatives Lisa Gilman and Jordan Johnson. Let's talk about copy editor Ellipse McFadden for a second. If someone knows about plagiarism, it's Elspeth McFadden. If you want to talk to me about plagiarism, I'm going to send you over to talk to Elspeth McFadden because even I can't even use the comma on the computer anymore, and I can't even use the comma in pen anymore. That's plagiarism if you use the comma. I said that's what I know. He said I know, but that's plagiarism if you use the comma, use the dash. Okay, go away, bye-bye. At last, but certainly not least, I owe a debt of gratitude to the reviewers who provided feedback on early drafts of the first Canadian edition of Power, Learning and Your Life. Their carefully considered comments and suggestions are reflected in the final version of the text. And with that, we are done with the complete introduction, almost, except for the indented portions, and we will begin in the next read, Chapter 1, Power, Learning, Becoming an Expert Student. How do you do that? By the time you are done the first exam, your professors expect you to know more about the topic than your professors knew to begin with. That's the type of student I am. Do you think you can be that type of student where the professor wants you to know more about the topic than the professor has taught you, to the point that they give you point blank notes in order to write a thesis with? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.